hakuna nduthis. Damn it! That was my cultural shock. Like, hakuna bike for real. You see, in Kenya, the way like a lady or an old woman would walk in, an old person would just be like, "Usuliana gari major." Like the car was full. Why would you enter and you knew the car was full? I'm like, I miss my nganyas. Oh my god. So those you who around this, I go into my bag and I'm like, those you who it's 12. So I'm so confused. I removed a 10 euro note and a 5 euro note and I gave him, and he was like, I miss Bodo so much. I miss Bodo so much. I wanted to turn and be like, anything else? No, I'm alone. But yeah. And I hope it works. Okay. Salut tout le monde et bienvenue à Avec Nous, where Kenyan flavor meets French flavor. It's been a while, ça fait longtemps. Pour l'instant, je suis en Yeah, a quick apology first for how we've been MIA. We really explained on the previous video where we discussed like challenges of content creation. We're not really complaining. Main reason is we started another company. It's not really a project anymore. We started another company called La Rochelle magazine. So it's sorry, I'm trying to remove the magazine. So it's basically a Franco-Kenyan magazine. So we've really been working on it since it's quite a baby, and I think now it's doing well, and we're like, we have to get back to real big Nous. But our merchandise has still been on sale. Our Instagram and our TikTok pages are still active, especially our Instagram. So please don't forget to follow us on Instagram. You see on TikTok. Yeah, we've just been MIA on YouTube, but we've been very active on the other social media platforms. For our WhatsApp channel, we fortunately closed it down since it's not ça fonctionne pas. Comment dirais-je? It does not work. It just didn't make sense to have the WhatsApp group anymore, and we're like, we want to build like a community. It feels like I'm on an interview. We wanted to build a community on Instagram and on TikTok, so that's why we moved all of our focus there. So before I forget, please purchase to support the balance to Nairobi.
Also, wakini support walai, inaweza fika huko juu, na understand.
But this is the magazine we've been working on. We already launched our first issue, working on the second one, and also on a new project in the magazine. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. So please bear with us. We didn't just disappear. We have another baby. So we kind of like neglected this baby, but we're back now. We're back. So especially since I came to France, by the way, using or via the program Assistant de Langue. Donc je suis ici comme une assistant de langue d'anglais. We're gonna get through it in the video. Yeah, mostly the culture shocks that I've been facing. Parce que c'est un mois 12 semaines, je pense. Un mois 12 semaines. Oh, oui. I'm going to be talking about my experience here in France, but also to my team members, they're also doing other things. Like I said, c'est pas juste sur YouTube, et aussi sur Instagram, sur TikTok. We have so much that's going on the other side. So yeah, we'll still have videos by Bodo, LC, Mixifil. So it's not just me, and we're not dead because I went to France. No, we're still working. We're still together as a team. Yeah. Donc, comment say? I had like a few notes that I took because I was like, when I get back to Avec, I really need to start. Whatever. So, I think today I'm gonna talk about the transport system because that's how I came here anyway, using transport before I get to all the other stuff. So, also from the magazine, I wrote a part one article of my journey from Kenya, or rather from Nairobi to France, a city show. Oui, c'était chaud because I sweated a lot. It was there was so much that was going on. I think so. There was I just didn't have an ordinary journey, and I remember sharing it with Bodo and letting her know even after she read the article, and she was like, "What do you expect? You're a creative, so of course the universe is gonna make sure that your work is kind of like." You're not going to have an ordinary life. You have to have that because you need something to write about. You need something to say or talk about in the podcast. So I was like, okay. So the journey around the transport when I got here. So yes, I got out on a plane on like a Monday. Yeah, I love traveling on Monday because Mondays are just boring. It would be so nice to have my Monday to be fun and the rest of it just...
Okay, blessed people, thank you so much. The Lord bless you.
Amen.
Yes, I will see you. So you guys are going by road, eh?
Yes,
Just watch the vehicles on the road because the road is a bit tricky.
Yes.
Shoblag. No. Donc, I had to get a direct flight from Nairobi, JKIA to Knots. My dad, rather my parents, were just like, it's your first time traveling abroad. It's your first time traveling alone. So it would be so easy for you to just get a direct flight because layovers with luggage, and I'm their little girl. But yeah, so it was like, it makes sense because already when I get to Nantes, I have to get a train from Nantes to a certain town. And then from that town is when my prof ref was to come and pick me. And it's like a 30 minutes drive or 35 minutes drive to now where I currently stay. I don't know if I should mention anything, but it's a huge town. I don't think someone will use this video to come get me. You rarely see me outside. Look, so I arrived in Paris, Charles de Gaulle. We actually have a Charles de Gaulle avenue. You see, and today I think I learned because I had a history class today, and the students taught me that there used to be a president called Charles de Gaulle. So I arrived at the airport in Paris, and since I had a connecting flight, which was just like 1 hour, I was just like, that second flight is not leaving me, so I had to like really rush, and also my terminal. Like, I remember I have a friend of mine called Natasha that we came to Nantes with, and Natasha was like, she's like our mom in the group. Natasha was like, have you gotten this document? This, like, she really keeps us on toes, even when we're still in France. Like, we can really count on. Thank you, Natasha, for doing that. I'm so used to being the mom of groups, the group leader, where you do this, have you done this? Please confirm. So finally, someone was doing it and was doing such a good job with it, and I was like, I'm in the same academy as you. So Natasha had given us like a picture of how the l'aéroport à Paris, how the airport looks like, and like where we are alighting was 2E, and where we're going to is 2F. And she was like, it's just here. So when I arrived and I alighted, I was like, so I'm just gonna cross over, but no, 2F is everywhere. When I got it, border control, very quick for me, 5 minutes. I didn't have any issues at the airport. So when I was leaving, Paris was cold because I think I had 30 minutes left before we started boarding. Paris was so cold. I wasn't ready for that, and I was thinking, oh my God, when I get there, I can't make it. This cold is gonna kill me, and it's not yet winter. So I got on my second flight from Paris to Nantes, but weirdly when I got to Nantes, Nantes is so sunny. It's even sunnier than this town. Like if I have to go to Nantes, I'm like, it's warmer, it's so good. So my first culture shock was now the train. No, not the train, the airport. So I get at the airport. It's me and ChatGPT. It's me. It has been me and ChatGPT for life. I don't have a SIM card, so they have public Wi-Fi in the city. Sakaja. Yeah, so they have public Wi-Fi in the city, and that was so nice because for me as a guest, I don't have a SIM card. Safaricom already, I didn't have roaming bundles, and they don't have roaming bundles in France. You might correct me with that, but most of us when we got here were complaining and we were like, there are no like bundles you can buy for France. It's just like the roaming bundles are like in US, UK. Let's just say two. But there's none for France. So I got here, I saw public Wi-Fi, so it's me and ChatGPT, and I'm like, so I need to book a train to Cholet. What do I do? Because I have luggage. And ChatGPT was like, when you arrive at Nantes airport, just take an Avec, like it's a small shuttle that takes you from the airport to the train station. So the airport is more of like when you arrive in the SGR Mombasa and you have to go to town. You see, it's like the airport is not in town. Yeah. I don't know if JKA has the same because I feel like JKA with Expressway is it's not so long. Like you could get a matatu, it takes you to town, or you could just connect to wherever you're going to. So I had to get the navette, the airport jusqu'à la gare du Nord. So I'm there at ChatGPT. I'm so tired by this point. I think it was like 9:30, 10. I got my luggage. My luggage was unzipped. I think in the fracas that was happening at the airport in JKA, I kind of like forgot to remove the lock, like the code for the lock up. I was just going through it, so I was just like, I just cannot wait to arrive. So I got there, and the navette, you have to pay like at the train station. You have to pay at the train station for you to get a ticket. No, not at the train station. You have to pay at the airport. Like you find relay shops, you get a ticket, and then you sort of like use it. So we don't really use money to pay when you're entering somewhere. You use your ticket that you already pre-bought it. So I got in using the ticket, and it's just a small shuttle that takes you guys to La Gare du Nord, which is very big. So from there, you could figure it out wherever you're going. So the train station also, me needing to kind of like get a train ticket. There's an app called SNCF, but yeah, I've had the app for years, but not for years, sorry, for months since I knew I was going for assistant law. I mean, I've never tried it at all, but it still wasn't making sense, and it can't be translated, by the way. So their apps are not translated to English, so it's just a whole thing. Yeah, the train. Okay, we'll start with the train so I can put this in sections. So we'll start with the train. The train ride was, first of all, just the look of it. I was just like, yes, I've been to SGR, but wow, this is so nice. And it didn't have so many people. So you have it's more of like an airport, like the train station, especially the big ones. So you have to check which gates you're using. So you use a gate, you come down to like the exact date where you're getting your train, and you start boarding like at least 15 minutes before, because one thing about France is their transport system, they're always on time. They're always on time. They would probably be earlier, but never late. If it's 12:05, it could be 12:03, it could be 12:02, 12:04, never 12:06. So it's just 12. It's that 12. Like by 12:05, it'd be out. It's leaving. They're so punctual with it, which I really love, because also when you're late, you can't be late because of transport. So I get on the train, I put some of my bags on the other side, and the train ride was so scenic. I think I gotta touch it here. It was just, oh my god, it felt like I could breathe. The train ride was so nice. the other thing about trains, because now I've taken like a number of trains from maybe Cholet to the city. We just came from Trams. We had like a 2 week holiday, like a 2 week break, and I took a train from Nantes to La Baule, je suis allée aussi au Sable at Natasha's place because we're there. So the train rides are very. So we have TAR, which is it's like an economy kind of train, and it's way cheaper. It works. It's not speedy. That's what it doesn't have like speed. That's what they say. So there's TAR and there's TGV. TGV is actually bullet speed. That's how we call it. I've never been to a TGV before. I'm hoping I can get on one, hopefully, when I'm now crossing countries. And then I'll tell you, I can't use a TGV around where I am because I'm not in a hurry like that. And you see the TR, it's not slow. It's like 1 hour, 55 minutes, 30 minutes. So it's not so bad. TGV is mainly if you're going from like Nantes to Paris and you use a TGV, you'd use a shorter time compared to a car. Actually, compared to a car, I don't know about a plane. So the trains, I like that when you get on it also, you have your own, you're in economy, but it doesn't feel like economy, which makes me think, I wonder how their first class is. But on economy, you have like a tray, you have, what else? Like the seats are so nice. You have 4 seats. If you are like a group, you can sit ensemble. And then it's spaced, it's not so, it's nice. Okay, compared to my experience with SGR, it's not so, it feels like a plane, but it's just on the ground. And also it passes through such scenic areas. And I've seen also like the railway and the road sometimes, okay, not sometimes, in most cases they meet. So you'd find on the road there's a barrier or like traffic lights to show like there's a train passing or it's coming in a few. So they stop once the train goes, they go. So I was like, the first time I remember looking and thinking, where is that car gonna pass? Because there's isn't this, you see the way our radio station look in Kenya, but there's like, somehow a car can pass through it. It's not. I don't know how to explain. It's just the weird ways you can pass a car with a car. The second thing, other than the trains, we had the trams, which mainly they're in big cities. So if you don't want to use the bus, you could use the tram. I think the tram. So trams go on. They're not railway station. They're flat. Also, I think you can cross the tram. You can't cross the railway. By the way, you can never cross the railway. It also for your safety, don't cross the railway. Like the rail lines. Yeah. So tram you can cross. They are also controlled by the traffic lights, so they stop. People cross. You have to pick your tram in certain areas. So the weird thing that I learned about trams is in Nantes, Monday to Friday, like weekdays, you could pay 180, €1.80 for, is it an hour? I'm not sure if it was an hour or if it was the whole day. Yeah, not sure, but the tram ideally is like the subway in New York. It's packed. You are always standing. The ratio of you actually getting somewhere to sit are like 0 to, yeah, it's actually 0. Like it's always packed, because it's been moving people all over the city. It's not like they're matatu. They have buses, but I feel like they're trams. People tend to lean towards the trams more than the buses. And also buses, you could get traffic, but trams, I don't think you get traffic. So the trams were so interesting for me. And another thing that was interesting, the way it's so packed, and I was like, wow. And then sometimes, or maybe this was on the train, like sometimes when it takes like a corner and we find ourselves going like, so like, shouldn't it be like this? And I think there were like mini bumps or something, not so often, but you feel that um, sit and talk. Yeah, something you'd feel. So yeah, the trams are so interesting. Also, like looking at them, they have this. I almost said kangalas, but they have bells. Like we could hear the bell. I don't know if it's their horn, but you get to know. Oh, that's a tram. Then they also have buses. So there are two types of buses. The buses in Nuance were very interesting. They also get you maybe inside the neighborhoods. You see, tram is just connecting you around the city. For example, you want to go from Parklands to Westlands, you want to go from Parklands to town, you want to go from town to Nyayo, like Nyayo, no start, not the stadium. And also, like you see these places that a lot of people are in, that's what the tram does. And then the buses sort of like takes you to your place, like your neighborhood. I want to take a bus to Komarok, I want to take a bus to like the places that not so many people are going, but the people are going home, or that like that neighborhood. So a very interesting thing. The first weekend I went to see my dad's friend. She was taking me a photo around the city, like just to experience Nons, because it's now the Langue. And I remember we were seated on the bus, and then we were going to town now from her place, and then some two old women walked in, and then I think she stood up, and the woman sat down. But I continued chatting to her, but it didn't click in me that you're supposed to stand, because you see, for us in Kenya, this is what we're very. You see, in Kenya, always like a lady or an old woman would walk in, an old person would just be like, "Usuliana gari meja," like the car was full. Why would you enter and you knew the car was full? I'm not going to stand. So during an accident, I died because on Twitter, that's how people talk about it a lot. So that's basically, I think it did click in me. Like in Kenya, if someone walks into the matatu, your first thing is not to stand up and let them sit. And have you seen the matatus I use in Kenya? Baby, you don't stand for nobody, because you don't stand. Like if I stand, I should be collecting money. I miss my nganyas. Oh my god. Mention one of them and best believe I'm gonna be at your head. 1, 2, 3. I think also now I've started trying to sort of like, I don't want to see anything about nganyas like on social media, because I feel bad, and I'm like, you guys, you're having so much fun and I'm here just, everyone has headphones and earphones, like where's the party bus? We don't have it. So yeah, so I stood up and she sat down, and I saw like a woman coming with kids. There's like the culture of standing up to old people, people with disabilities. Okay, people with disabilities, of course, we do it as Kenyans. I'm not saying we don't, but the special people that are usually listed in the matatus, they're really considerate. A woman who's pregnant, a woman with kids, like you have a kid here, you have a kid here. There's one, they give you seats, yeah, and they help people with disabilities to live out of the tram, live out of the bus, live out of the train. Like they're really taken care of, which was really nice to watch. I don't think with transport you actually can get lost. It's not like here when I go to a conductor and be like, "Sasa nilikuwa natafuta gari zenye zinaenda Manyanja," and they're like, "Ingia," and the matatu is going to Kasarani. So you want me to get to Thika Road? I'm like, "Huku si Manyanja ndo niambia, madam." You see, like here, you wouldn't get lost. You could actually ask someone who works in a transport system, and they would help you. Sometimes even the passengers, because the buses, the trams, they don't have conductors. It's just the drivers. Yeah, and the drivers just sort of like work using the the mirrors. They also don't have cameras. They don't have CCTV everywhere the way we do. Anyway, that was with the bus. We have also another bus called Aliop, which now takes me sometimes from my town to Nons, because my town doesn't have a train station. So if I need to go to Nons, I just pay €2 with the bus. But the only downside is it's there during specific times. I can't find it every time. So I have to leave at 12 p.m. or if I miss the 12 p.m. bus, I get the 2. If I miss the 2, I get the 5, and I don't think there's a 7 one. Maybe the 7 one, but that's it. That's the downside of it. So the bus is way cheaper, because if I get a train from Cholet, it's like 11 euros, 14. Okay, now I have a discount because there's a card that you use for people under the age of 26. Yeah, I know, I'm still young people. I'm still in the category of young ones. So you can get a ticket. So all your tickets are around Pays de la Loire. They're like 50% off. So instead of 14, I pay 7. Yeah. So, but still, it's way at the bus is way cheaper because it's just 2 euros. So about the bus, the first time I used the bus, when I was going to my dad's friends, I had ChatGPT, and apparently the fast pickup station is just around my area. Like it's like a 5-7 minute walk. So I get to the bus and I was in such a hurry because if it leaves me, that's it. It's until 2 p.m. where I get the second bus, and it's 12. So I saw a couple of black people. I think it's the first time I saw black people. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I go there and I ask the first guy, bonjour, vous parlez en anglais? But I used to do that a lot, and I've stopped. Like, I'm just gonna speak my broken French until I get it. I have no option. So I was like, vous parlez en anglais? And he was like, So I said, by the way, this guy doesn't even know French. Leave English. He was Portuguese. He speaks Portuguese. So I'm there and I'm like, où se trouve la gâtière. I'm trying to think what I said at that time because I know it was still wrong. But I was looking for in gâtière. That's like bus station. And he just pointed behind me and voila, the bus appeared. So I was like, magician. Yeah, so basically the bus came and they were like, oh, ladies first. I was the one and only lady anyway. So I got in and the driver was like, first he was like, attends. And he finished his smoking. We'll talk about that also in a different video. The smoking it's like the alcohol in Kenya. We drink, they smoke. So I get in and he's like, bonjour. The customer service was also really good. I think I mentioned that like in a different video. I'll mention about the customer service, which is something I think my country should learn from. Not those M-Pesa ladies or nurses when you're not gonna wamekupigia makelele hadi you're like, why are you even here? So basically I get in and he's like, bonjour madame, c'est 12,90 €. Hey. Yes, I know. Even as I say it now, if you're a French learner, you're a French learner, you try to kind of like find so what does Rochelle do? I go into my purse because I'm completely lost. I'm like, there's like a line behind me of people waiting for me to pay so that they can enter. And I'm like, I have to make sure this is, I can make people wait in line. So I'm there. Sometimes I actually get to cross the accent. So I'm gonna try. So here he says, c'est 12,90 €. I go into my bag and I'm like, 12 €, it's 12. I'm so confused. I remove a 10 € note and a 5 € note and I give him. And he's like, no, madam, c'est 12 €. I'm like, oh, should have said, could have done this. No. But imagine I gave him 15 and he was like, no, the 5 say okay. So he takes the 5 on and then now gives me change. Kenya! Oh, Kenya! Hold up. I don't like 1 out of 5 conductors would have told me, oh madam, it's not 500, it's actually 50 bob. 1 out of 5, a half out of 5. The others would just zip them out, take the money. we need to work on the corruption. It starts with us, really. Yeah, so I was even shocked that, oh, he took way less money. Give me a ticket, because the ticket is not written the price actually. It's just a ticket, you stamp it, and then you get in. So the bus ride was also amazing. It was like a 2 hour bus, but it's 2 hours because we get to stop after every 10 minutes to pick more people until we get to Nantes. Yeah, so it goes picking people. So the also good thing about the bus, whether you're coming from like your house in 30 kilometers to Nantes or 50 kilometers, they don't care. Like 50 kilometers, 50, 70, all of you, you're going to Nantes will pay 2 euros. I feel like that's so fair. Maybe it's unfair for the ones that almost live next to Nantes, but I don't think there's anyone that lives almost next to. You just, when you need the bus, you need the bus. So, hakuna nduthi. I've been suffering walking, and I hate walking. Things to do with, I don't know, hiking that counts me out. Fitness like that. But here, I don't have a car, so I have to walk. I have to walk to the supermarket. I have to walk everywhere, and it's not like just here. It's a long, like, and sometimes you ask someone, hello, I was, je cherche le supermarché, Leclerc. And it's like, ah oui, c'est juste 30 minutes, ou c'est juste 20 minutes, 20 minutes, kutembea.
Rada? Kai. Where?
Please, watch it, wait. Yeah, so they walk a lot. They love walking, actually. Me, I'm just there. Like the first time I left the supermarket, I bought so many stuff, and then I remembered, hey, unaenda kuzibeba aje because you're walking back home. It's a 30-minute walk, but I was doing shopping for the first time, so I have a couple of stuff. Kairuja nilikuwa dinalia. I keep the number of times I've cried also. Nilikuwa nalia because I'm just like, how am I gonna carry this? I don't have a SIM card. It's the second day. I don't have a SIM card to call like my prof rep. Do you know, guys, I had to stop someone. There was an old man that was loaning his more. You get it? And I just told him, bonjour, monsieur, excuse-moi, je suis perdu. Vous pouvez m'aider? Like, you see that A1 French, A2, don't take it for granted if you're learning French. You would need those words. Because me, I'm there, I've taught about all the French in my life, but the one I learned in A1 for, can you please help me? It's at the door. So vous pouvez m'aider? Google Translation, it can't work. I don't have internet. And he, bless his soul, he really helps me, and he gave me his phone, and we called my prof ref. We called someone from school who was just leaving because the prof ref was not in school, and one of the teachers came to pick me, and they're like, I'm so sorry, the neighborhood, it looks the same, so that's why. Oh, pardon. And then we left. But yeah, so people have scooters, bikes. Here people have bikes. I think I'm getting my bike this week. I should get my bike this week because I'm really tired. If I have to go to the town center of our town, it's 27 minutes. I can't do it. Church is 28 minutes. No. So the walking is a lot for someone like me who hates walking. Hakuna nduthi. Damn it! That was my cultural shock. Like, hakuna bike for real. Like, you guys just can't get speed bikes and decide, let me charge people to take them to the market. Hamna bikes. Simkuja bike. Yeah, so mind you, the guys, I'm so sorry if I really took you for granted. I miss you a lot. I'm not for sure. I actually had like a Kenyan flag on my desk, thinking it's gonna be an aesthetic, only for me to realize right now it wasn't even the frame. Oh no. Anyway, I think the other thing I wrote was I miss my nganyas. Yeah, that's true. I miss my nganyas. the bus, the tram, the train. Oh yeah, the roads. So they drive on the right side of the road, and Kenya, we drive on the left. So guess how it was for me when I was crossing the road on the first day here. Imagine how it was. Yeah, catastrophic, exactly. Because in my head, I'm crossing the road. Okay, the good thing is you cross on zebra crossing, which then they actually they're so serious about zebra crossing. It's not like my country where a matatu would just come leave a matatu. Because crossing the road in Kenya, it's not it's not hard because of the cars. It's hard because of the cars, but c'est pas difficile comme ça because like the cars come from somewhere. It's then do this. Like this is a one way. Why am I crossing the road and Anduvi is popping up this way? It's the Andudis that make us be scared of crossing. But I have a phobia for crossing the road actually. So it's my first time crossing the road. So two instances funny. So the first time I crossed the road, I'm looking right, left, right again. I cross, thinking this side, the car is gonna come this way. Only for some pain. Have you ever seen those dreams where you're like, I don't think I'm gonna wake up because I'm dead? A car just comes and I'm like, oh no, damn, it's the other way around. Yeah, so the first few weeks crossing the road, like normally I have phobia. Ask my friends around. When we're walking in town, be sure to hold my hand because mtavuka barabara ideally. Rochelle will still be behind trying to see how she's here. So I have a phobia for crossing the roads. Imagine how it was intensified. That one day that I crossed and a car came this way and my brain is expecting it to come from this way. I was like, it's like I'm not gonna walk outside again. Second instance, the zebra crossings actually work. But I was like, of course, even if you come to Kenya, I'll tell you zebra crossing can work. I actually pity a foreigner who their transport system or their roads or their systems work, and then they come to Kenya and they have that shock for it's a zebra crossing, you almost hit me. So here, the pedestrian is always on the right. It doesn't matter. So if you actually hit someone, they would listen to the victim more. You can't just say someone for you are meant to slow down near a zebra crossing. And as a pedestrian, you cannot cross somewhere that's not a zebra crossing unless there's like a traffic light for pedestrians where it's like this is a stopping where you can pass, stuff like that. So yeah, the first time I crossed and it was a zebra crossing, I stopped, the car stopped. The guy was just like,
move! Bitch, get out the way! Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
I was like, oh, I'm supposed to, I forgot I have the way. Sorry. So I ended up crossing. This another time also when we were with Natasha and the couple of girls that we went to non-Swede and we were trying to cross and we'd hold each other's hands like, when that was here, and the drivers are just, this black girls, are they gonna cross this road or not? Yeah, so crossing the road as a zebra crossing is a huge culture shock that their zebra crossing actually works. My country, I would never try that. And I think I was telling my friend, I'm trying not to get used to the system working here because I'll get another culture shock when I go to Kenya and my brain has been tuned that on a zebra crossing I don't even have to check. I just cross the road and then undo the guy slams into me. No, thank you. So yeah, the drive on the right, we go on the roundabout with my prof rep and she goes this way and my brain is just, it alters my brain chemistry. It's not meant to be like that. Actually, the first week I came here, there's one person that offered to, they were like, I have a car that belongs to like my daughter, but she's going to campus. You could actually have it. And I said, respectfully, no. You don't want to see an accident of a lifetime. I cannot drive properly in my country. I'm still trying. I have a driver's license, don't get me wrong, but in my country is also because of how chaotic the roads are. But here it's not chaotic, but my brain would just not fathom that I'm supposed to be driving on the right side and not the left. Like it's not gonna work out. Yeah. Je pense que c'est tout. That's my culture shock for episode 1 of this series, which is like the transport system. And si vous avez des questions, vous pouvez commenter down or below. I'll make sure. I actually want to be filming every time I come from class because I don't have to do any other thing, but I need to go cook. Like I have another class so shit, it's true. I haven't even eaten. I have another class at 3:30, so I need to prepare food so quickly and dash to class. Oh, I live in school, so it's so easy for me to just go do my stuff in the house, go back. Like school is where I'm seated, like my room. I can see okay, I can see some students who are out for lunch. And I also have an English club that I should be animating to help the students also. So any questions concerning being assistant along the program, how I got in, okay, not really how I got in. Well, we do interviews, but just to take it through. I think also I'd be so open to helping out for someone who would want to get into the program, and also after getting into the program, coming to France, like the cultural shocks here are not just like shock for, oh my god, sometimes it's shock like,
oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
it alters your brain chemistry completely. Yeah. For me, Situ, it's been a really nice roller coaster since I got here. I'm still learning to get through it. Also, if you need to get more of my life enfance, ma vie enfance, vous pouvez visiter notre site de La Rochelle magazine, because I mainly write, and then you see, writing and recording a video, writing is so much easier because wherever I am I could just, I'm done with the article. A video, I wish I could show you guys the setup I have right now because I don't have a stand. I don't have a even today I'm so glad that the natural light is out here, which I think I'll be using. But if you see the setup, my bed is across my room. Like after this I'm gonna, so you see, it's a lot of work. And then I don't want to think about editing. It's just that I have a very flexible working hours, so I could always try and edit and at least have these episodes up. Also, our apologies really, but we're getting the hang of it. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have so many interesting things for you. Don't I miss Bodo so much. I miss Bodo so much. I wanted to turn and be like anything else. No, I'm alone. But yeah, we're gonna see how we're gonna do an episode together. Actually, it's just a fun way of doing it. Okay, see you. Don't forget to comment, partager, share our videos, subscribe, abonner, please. We will be back for sure this time. Okay, abonner. À bientôt.